Imagine this. You are tossing and turning in your bed, fighting another restless night of sleep. Then your alarm bolts you out of bed, prompting you to tackle the exhausting day that life has in store for you. Whether you are trying to address some errands with energy or simply trying to stay awake at work, chronic insomnia can make every aspect of life much more challenging to address. The CDC states that nearly 1 in every 3 people have disrupted sleep quality within their life. And there are so many ways that can help you have a better sleep, have no more sleepless nights. Which is why I'm so glad you're here, because today we're going to address a few sleep hygiene tips to stop that insomnia for good. So here's the deal. We've all heard the hard recommendations of putting your phone away while you're in bed or doing a soothing activity like reading, meditating, or journaling. These are great recommendations, but unfortunately only address a small portion of the day. These activities are all based around things that you are either doing within 30 minutes of bed or even in bed. So because of this, people often forget about the other 24 hours in the day. To fully beat insomnia and get your sleep under control, we need to look at sleep hygiene tips both at bedtime as well as before bedtime. But when you are considering these things, I do need to mention something. So many of the people I have worked with only take 1 or 2 pieces of the advice. And guess what? Their chronic insomnia never fully improved. So although following a couple of these tips might improve your insomnia a little bit, you need to implement every single one for the best results. The first thing you need to do is stop drinking caffeine 10 hours before bed. That afternoon pick-me-up coffee might be helping you get through the rest of your day, but unfortunately it could be making your chronic insomnia much worse. This is because caffeine can take nearly 10 hours for some people to fully process it and actually clear from their body. Cutting out caffeine intakes such as coffee, tea, energy drinks about 10 hours before bed or as far away from bed as possible. If you're liking the video so far, make sure to subscribe to the channel for more videos on improving your sleep patterns regardless of your current ability and how you think, look, and move. Tip number 2 is limiting carbohydrates and water intake 2 to 3 hours before bed. That large meal with potatoes, rice, or pasta with a nice tall glass of water might taste great right before bed. Did you know that this could be actually making your chronic insomnia much worse, because carbs contain a large amount of water, which might make you need to pee in the middle of the night numerous times. Add on that to the water you're drinking from the dinner and you'll be up numerous times throughout the night. But here's the deal, just following those 2 things aren't enough. You're probably thinking, I can do those first 2, no problem. Well, there is a problem. As I mentioned, just following a couple of these tips is a great start, but to fully get rid of your chronic insomnia, you need to be aware of the next few things as well. And the next sleep hygiene tip for you is viewing sunlight directly after you wake up. I know what you're saying to yourself. I'm trying to sleep better. Why in the world are we talking about waking up? Well, if you are able to view sunlight directly after you wake up, you are helping your body's internal clock become better regulated. This is by triggering the brain that it's actually time to wake up. This means that when it starts to get closer to night, your body will naturally be able to fall asleep better since it viewed the sunlight earlier in the day. Boy, that tip was super important, but this next one's even more important. The next tip is to be physically active. I'm not saying you need to go run a marathon every single day, but being physically active, such as jogging, doing bodyweight exercise, and even weight training will help sleep tremendously. That is not only because exercise is physically exhausting and makes you tired, but also because exercise helps to regulate hormones better that can assist in sleep and other positive health outcomes. If you are able to, try avoid exercising too close to bed, as this could make your chronic insomnia much worse. Now the last thing, and maybe one of the most important things, is to limit naps during the day. Now we've all been there, tired, exhausted, maybe even bored. What's the best thing to do? Take a nap. Well, maybe not. Taking short naps of 15 or less minutes are probably okay, but taking naps longer than this will mess with your body's internal clock. This is because you are basically telling your body, hey, it's time to go to bed, even though it's 5 hours before actual bedtime. If you are able to fully forego taking naps, that is one of the best ways to improve your sleep hygiene. To defeat your insomnia, follow these tips daily. Low impact exercise programs down in the description if you want to follow those. Otherwise, you can check out the next channel that YouTube is going to recommend for you.
To tell me you're